Alright, so, do-it-yourself flight simulator control stick, part number, whatever. That's what I'm trying to build, and unfortunately it still kind of sucks for a number of reasons which I'll go over, but I'll also talk about the design philosophy really quick. So, first thing that's going to grab attention. Why is the grip like this, and why is it not like this? Well, this was really fun to make, and I really liked modeling it. There's a whole lot of buttons here for my thumb to reach, but there's actually a surprising number of ergonomics problems, like just the simple fact that the button face was kind of far back from my thumb, and that this grip is just a little bit awkwardly shaped, and I kind of wanted to get away from trying to make a modern HOTAS stick anyways, just because it seemed like more trouble than it was worth. It makes sense if I'm having a manufacturer, but maybe not here. So this may look familiar to anyone who's looked at a Hawker Hurricane or, Spitfire or things of that nature. Do you know I don't know who makes a Spitfire? I just figured that out right now. I've never thought about that problem before. So, this is called a spade grip, and it was really popular in a number of British aircraft around World War II, among other general aviation, unpowered control service type thing. The reason for that is, if I were to have two hands free right now, you could grip both ends of this thing and really crank that left and right, up and down for when you're doing high speed, high G maneuvering. Another important thing is you could actually switch which hand you're using to control the control stick while you're moving around the cockpit to operate auxiliary controls, flaps or landing gear or radio controls, and you could continue a stable maneuver with a clean transfer of power between hands without having to adjust your grip. Those are actually really appealing reasons for me when doing a flight simulator, because I could try to put all the buttons on a HOTAS, but I know I'm going to run out of patience and I'm only going to put a few important keys on here. And as much as I want to do hands on stick and throttle at all times, I am going to have to let go to my computer and actuate the auxiliary controls, radio commands, landing gears, weapons stores, control, jettisons, refuel, yada yada yada. So if I can switch which hand I'm using for that, it's going to make my mission actually a lot more practical. I mean, how many times you're flying you have to reach for your mouse control to flick a switch in DCS? I do that all the time. So, spade grip, good. I'm basically just going to have my trim control and 3 or 4 buttons for various fire control systems, probably a trigger, definitely actually a brake lever, considering the number of aircraft I have that use the pneumatic style braking, i.e. in a MiG or a Yak. So I actually really like that. So let's go over some problems. If I am grabbing this ever so slightly, you'll notice that this thing just strains and stresses and does not like how much it's bending. You might not be able to tell very much here, but the plastic sure can tell. I designed this gimbal back when I thought this thing would be mounted on my desk and not on the floor. And I thought it would be an easy transfer, but the hard limiters that I put into the gimbal, really only good for your hands like here. Otherwise, it's really just recklessly weak. I broke one of these things already and I thought I beefed it up, but that's really dodging the point. So, in addition to adjusting the way this thing has a limiter, probably with like a plate up here with a cutout, I'll probably actually change it from a 2-in-1 gimbal to just pitch here. And I'm going to add a second, attach the roll axis up here. Now, those of you who know your Spitfires, that's the same thing we do there. And the reason for that is space. I don't have a lot of room here. Here, check out my simulacra of my knees. If I'm flying an aircraft here, I can do roll control when my pitch is neutral. I won't hit my bread knee or my foam roller leg over here. I can even do it nose down. But I'm going to have to pitch back eventually. And then I collide with my Italian bred inner thigh. And I'm no longer able to do proper roll control. And I know you shouldn't do cross controls like that normally, but I should be able to. So, basically redo the stick, redo the column, pitch down here, roll control above where my knees are going to be. It'd actually be rather similar to a yoke, funny enough, after all that work. But you know what? I'm building this based on what it needs to do, and it's really fun to kind of explore and realize a lot of the practical reasons for the bizarre things you see in old aircraft. There's a lot of things that make no sense because they don't look like jet fighter sticks, but those things are very sensible. They're very thoughtfully made, and I intend to kind of explore that and see just how much utility you can get out of a concept that's not super conventional, as seen by today's standards. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say right now. I'll get back to you guys when I have more progress. Oh, what's this over here? I forgot. I did a drawing. That's what I have right now. That's kind of what I want to go for.